Greetings, I am John the Verbose, and this is my video for the YTpaganChallenge, week 47, on Have you ever experienced spiritual doubts? Thinking way back, I would have to say that from an early age, I had a problem with people putting words in God's mouth. This was coming from my upbringing as an evangelical Christian, and I did have a problem with the way people interpreted God's word. And of course, it's like, from an early age, I could see them bending it to fit their meaning. And okay, so there's a ton of metaphors. People will bend the meaning to anything. But it's like, I had a problem with people assuming they knew what their God wanted. And even if I jump ahead to a time in college, there was one of my college acquaintances who would pretty much stay up. I was told he never, ever slept, and that he was on speed and who knows what else. But he was up all night playing games, mostly Counter-Strike, back in the day, and then in the meantime, I don't know what he was taking, but he would then go to class, mostly getting straight A's from what I heard, and then come back and just keep playing Counter-Strike. And so there was a point that something changed. He became a born-again Christian. He was hearing God's voice, and God's voice was telling him about what people were doing that was making them going to hell. And even if it came down to the type of clothing they're wearing, it's like, so he was convinced he was hearing the voice of God. I felt like it was withdrawal symptoms that were kind of wreaking havoc on his system, because he actually seemed like a normal guy when he was not sleeping and taking speed or something else. And he seemed really, really weird afterwards. So I blame that on the withdrawal effects of whatever it was he was taking. But yeah, the other problems I had with my early upbringing was that everyone at the churches that I was going to seemed to, interpret anything bad that happens as a direct action from the devil or something like that. And that he was always trying to stop us. And it's like, even before they had said that, I had already, for a while, I'd viewed it as interpretations, as ways we can learn about ourselves. It would demonstrate our integrity, and we could take it as a learning experience. But, I don't know. The people that I actually told that to, they really didn't like that interpretation. They really wanted to interpret it as like the devil did it. And I was like, okay, just transfer blame. Yeah. And so that, and the way that the church as a whole is viewed as being very male-centric, and by male I mean like gender binary male, and all these stereotypical gender norms, and the way they treated anyone else. And so it's like, I was in a few of those categories of people that are supposed to be treated differently. And so I had an issue with that. But ultimately, when I homed in on druidry, it felt like going home. And I've never had spiritual doubts yet, though I had been kind of exploring. I had been trying to figure out for myself what it is that I need spiritually, and weighing the options, exploring everything that's out there, and then finding a best fit, and cherry picking if need be. And because I took that approach, and I've been taking years to do it, and I'm still settling in, I think, but I've never had doubts so far. And personally, I hope that I don't have doubts, because, I mean, right now, what I'm doing is working great for me, and I'm answering a call to service in my community. So others need me as well. So I have a responsibility to people beyond myself. And so in that service, I think it would be very beneficial if I don't have spiritual doubts. But then being a Reformed Druid, it kind of lets you have whatever spiritual beliefs you want to have. And so even if I do have spiritual doubts, I could still consider myself a Reformed Druid if I needed to. There's an interesting choice of words, right? But that's all I had for this week, so thank you for watching my video, and we will see you next week.